Okay, now you press create a broadcast.
Yes. Okay, we should be live right now.
Alright.
Nice. Hello, hello. Today we're exploring how social trading meets AI with Cuong Do from Berally, the platform where you trade alongside AI agents while building your social presence on Berachain. This is BlockHunters Voices, the podcast with cool kids from the blockchain space. I'm your Kiribuj, your host. Welcome, Cuong Do.
Yeah, hello guys. This is I'm the Cuong Do and I'm the co-founder of Berally, and this is the first time that I actually live on air with my video on. So yeah, I'm a little bit nervous right now.
No worries, man. I'm the shyest person you know out there, so if I can do it, believe me, brother, you can do it. Let's start from the beginning. Who was Kong Do before crypto, and how did you end up here?
Well, before crypto, I mean, I was pretty much like a chill guy, and I start my career in crypto like a few years ago, exactly in 2017. And after graduate college, I was started my career as a stockbroker, and then on like I remember it as on a sunny day, my brother talked me into buying a coin named Bitcoin, and yeah, I after buying into multiple MLM coins at that time, I quit my job to become a full-time trader on BitMEX, and yeah, one thing led to another. Then here I am.
But your first experience in crypto was ChainLab, right? Which is
Yeah.
a blockchain R&D firm. Can you share us from that period in terms of key learnings or cool projects you worked on?
Yeah. Before actually work at ChangeLab, before actually create ChangeLab, I was working at Bybit. I was working as lead BD for Southeast Asia region, and then I was working with various VCs during the DeFi and GameFi booming in 2021, and like ChangeLab is actually is still an ongoing project, so I'm just like too busy building Berally, so I haven't posted on ChangeLab for a while. But the main motivation for ChangeLab is that I want to build some firm that actually not being affected by narrative in the current market, because like in 2071 no, sorry, in 2021, a lot of media firms and research firms like they receive funding, or they write article that heavily affected by market narrative. For example, I saw media's article that actively shilling AC Infinity at like $77 or so, or Luna at like $100. So and you know that in crypto narrative is coming, and they come and they go pretty quickly, and people who stuck like they likely stuck there forever. So yeah, I want to create a research firm that do not be affected by any narrative in the market, and
Yeah,
it works independently.
I think that's one of the most mistakes that founders make that are chasing narratives rather than building your stuff. And while you are chasing the narrative, you actually in the end up losing because once is your products finished, the narratives change, right?
Yeah.
And how did you initially get involved in Berachain? I mean, what convinced you that this is the right place to build?
I mean, when I was like doing a lot of research in the bear market, I spent like the whole 2020 I just do research and research, project after project, and I came to realize that um, one of the things that distinct good project and between like average project is the tokenomics. And in the reason that I think Web3 they have a way to scale way faster and better than traditional internet is with good tokenomics. A Web3 project, a blockchain project they can align incentive to a lot of right people. And I came across Berachain white paper, and I believe that at the end of 2023, which is last year, and it was the proof of liquidity. It was really inspirational for me at first, but not until I deployed the first prototype of Berally. I first deployed it called, it was another project called DeFarm. I also self-funded that. So we deployed that onto Blast. And it was not until then I recognized that the importance of proof of liquidity and aligned incentive and how far into the future the vision of Berachain team really is. So yeah, that was start me from to building on Berachain. And the culture and the foundational team are also really exceptional. That alone made me have an absolute conviction into Berachain. And yeah, I've been building here for like nearly a year or so.
Right now, Berally is something that you would call friend tech meets AI 16Z meets hyperliquid vaults on Berachain, and what sparked the idea to combine these verticals into one single protocol?
Yeah. So because the catchphrase above that I write, it might sound like a little bit odd to some people. It also might sound like we try to chase every narrative ever again, ever is. But since we really are the first project that building at the intersection of social fi, asset management, and AI agent, I think it's way easier to understand to an average person that we doing a friend tech meet AI CTZ and hyperliquid vault is way easier to understand for them because the core of Berally is asset management. You can see it that we call it a pod. Everything else, the PaaS, the AI agent, and like any feature that we might include in the future is just an additive layers of incentives that we build on top of that core asset management. So we can attract more traders on and users onto Berally. So yeah, people did try, a lot of projects also try to take a part of asset management before, but to build at the intersection like us, I believe that we are the first. Because like, I mean, asset management is like $1 trillion industry, and but to bring it fully on chain is really hard. Every other single project who try before Berally is almost they either way they fail or they got little to no traction. I think that it came from the fact that the tech is not there, and the people by the time they like a lot of concept was ahead of its time, and they can't have enough users to stay alive, to survive until there are enough new users. So yeah.
You mentioned earlier pot and pass, and I know that Berally has three main components, so the pot and the pass and the Cybera. Can you tell me how those three work together and how will the integration with Berachain's proof of liquidity work?
Yeah, I mean, well, it probably like not really fit to explain all of the technical aspect on stream. We got like a really detailed document on that, but I will break it down into the two main points of Berally. And I mean, because we are building at the intersection of the three fields that I mentioned above, so every component must be, they are built independently and they work independently. But they also be able to work together to achieve the ultimate goal, which is bringing on-chain asset management onto the mass, and which also means that each of these components can be upgraded independently, and if anything goes wrong, it will not affect each other. I can roll out a new update onto past feature without interfering with the pod layer that underneath that, and also for the Cybera. So yeah, the core of our product is and will always be pod. Each pod is actually a smart contract, so when traders they can go onto Berally and they can crowdfunding from their followers and trade on behalf of them. And what I'm excited the most about pod and what set Berally apart from our competitors is that pod can actually interact with almost all of the on-chain platforms on Berachain. When you look at our testnet, you see that we already integrate with Honeypot Finance, Ooga Booga, Kodiak, MemeSwapFi, and under the hood we are also working with JIT, we're working with IVH, we're working with Berachain Desk. So yeah, our plan is when mainnet come, we will bring every kind of trading instrument on Berachain onto Berally. So on centralized exchanges like Binance or Bybit, when you do copy trade, when you do social trading, you can only copy trade perpetual, you can only trade spot trading. But on Berally, you can do lending, you can do borrowing, you can JIT with your friends, you can trade meme with your friends, everything. There are no limit on Berally. So that is one of the things that we're excited the most. And past is really obvious. Is the inspiration that we make us including past into our platform is we want to include an addition layer of incentive. So best traders on Berally, they can make additional income besides of just trading. When they do a good performance, people will come and buy their passes so they can access the pot. So the traders can earn the taxes. It's really simple. And yeah, the last thing is Cybera, and which is also the thing that I'm excited because it's an AI agent age. And at first we built Cybera on top of AI security framework to cut down the time, but we tweak them a lot, really a lot. We build our solution, so our agent Cyberas, they can deeply learn all of the core information about Berachain, and they can also in the future, either really near future, they can suggest trading strategy for users based on the current market condition and the current situation of APR on Berachain. For example, when lending rate on Berachain is high, they might suggest user to go on to Berachain. They got crazy high interest rate for you guys, things like that. And either 1 year from now, I hope that they can execute the trade for user as well and outperform most of the traders out there. So yeah, that is our core product. And of course, we will try to integrate Proof-of-Liquidity with every single component on our platform, because that's really, you see BGT is really hard to deny.
And can you tell us a bit about how the BGT staking mechanism works for pass holders?
So yeah, I can't really take a lot of credit on this because we literally forked the code from Berry the cucumber, And I mean, before that, we did try to figure out a way around that to integrate proof of liquidity in the most seamless ways to our platform. But until Barry, the cucumber from Berachain, he puts a blog onto blog.berachain.com about how can SocialFi integrate with proof of liquidity. We we look at it and we be like, damn, this guy is a genius. So we asked him about it and we got his permission, and then we include a lot of our tweaks on top of that, and we take that into our platform. So basically, I think the main goal of Berachain team is they want every project to be able to integrate with proof of liquidity, and every users can freely can freely interact with proof of liquidity without knowing that they are interact with proof of liquidity. And I think that is their goal.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, proof of liquidity is like a black box for a lot of folks that are not deep in the trenches in the Berachain ecosystem. So that is best for them, just to get the rewards, the incentives, but without actually knowing what's under the hood, right?
Yeah.
I want to go a little to the AI agents because right now it's one of the hottest topics on crypto Twitter. With a lot of tokens launching various AI utilities and stuff like that. But where do you see all this going? And given the fact that everything is very accelerating right now.
Well, I mean, AI agents definitely gonna be one of the narratives that's here to last in crypto. It's here and it's gonna change everything forever. And there are a lot of shilling already, and of course we take some conviction on this, so that's why we're building on top of that. But yeah, I will just talk about the criticism of maybe I will just talk about the criticism of AI agent, because I think that there are still a lot of users who look at AI agent and think that it's just a one-time thing in the market. And it mainly, I think that it mainly came from the fact that a lot of AI agents currently they are still talking like a bot. They are still like you look at an AI agent and you may realize instantly that that's a bot, that's an AI. But the thing with AI is 1 year ago nobody can think that, for example, AI XBT, nobody can think that AI XBT can outperform like 60% or 70% of the influencer out there in terms of market share. Because like the language model of AI, they're developing really fast, and each year there are more advancement than the previous year, as like an incredible space. So yeah, that's a lot of even though a lot of people still think that it's it's just a hype, and why a lot of dev team are rushing to build a fork waifu.fun or virtual. I think that because virtual, I did like follow they progress since they was selling the public sale on Fidel Foundry, and virtual it took them like 3 years to building, so the agent can
Really?
achieve this level of this level of intelligence. So if you fork them, if you are a new team and you want to fork XBT and you expect like an instant success, you won't get there. But there are like a lot of opportunities in the niches, and that is why we're building our version of it. We want to build in like I said, the intersection that no one have ever done it before. That is
But
where we.
what are the key challenges in building AI agents? I mean, You want them to analyze market data, execute trades autonomously. So, what are the key challenges? Because I assume it's not something not easy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the key challenge when it comes to building it is the data, and how to train them to receive all of those data. And like for example, lot of people who create AI agents on Rifle, Tophead, they didn't like get a nearly as good result as the main agents come from the team. For example, not a lot of, if you are familiar with AI agents, you will see that not a lot of AI agents can compete with Roastmaster 9000, one of the top head .1 agents, I think, because the data and the training that agent receive is far more better than a normal person can train them, even though it's a no-code platform to deploy the agents. So I think our main challenge is we want the users they won't have to think too much about that, and that is why we will build like a mutual database with like a dedicated source of data and to train all of the agents on Cybera. So yeah, the hardest part is still the about the data and how to train the agent to learn from its behaviors. For example, it might fuck up in one strategy, but it must learn from that. So in order in the future it can improve its suggestion, and in the future it can improve its decision when it comes to trading.
And how do you address storage and API limitations that come with the agents that you use?
Pardon me, it was lagging a bit recently.
How do you address storage and API limitations that come with the agents that you use on Cybera?
I mean, the storage is not really a big problem because the data source is not that big and it's on come into the form of HTML. And
Okay.
yeah, it shouldn't be that big.
It shouldn't be a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking because personally I don't know exactly, and I'm curious to see
Yeah.
if it's something that you should worry about.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to talk a little about the NFT collection that you launched. I think it was 3 months ago, something like that, 2 months ago. The Bera Seeds NFTs. It minted out in 45 minutes and really holds a strong fall with 0.07 ETH. What holders can expect from mainnet, and is there anything else you can share about the collection's future?
Okay, so the Berally, the NFT collections is really one of my exciting experience. Because I remember when we decided to launch the Berally, it was in June, with the help of Kingdomly. We first came into this idea thanks to AZ and Ethan from Kingdomly. And
Shout out to them.
yeah, just out to them, really great guys, best guys. And I have the idea to give out a free mint, which is I know like a lot of other projects within and outside of Berachain community as well. They keep a lot of percentage of the NFT collection, so they can maintain the price and things like that. Which in the case we do not. We want to distribute it to the communities as much as we can, both inside and outside of Berachain communities. And we want to use that as an experiment so we can learn from the price strategy and we apply it to our tokenomics when we design them later on with Berally. So yeah, we launched them entirely free mint. We distribute it as to the wide range of audiences, and yeah, here we got like I don't even know why it got like a really strong floor price right now, but we surely think that we will include more and more utilities for it when it comes to mainnet. One of the things that we think about is to more deeply involve them with Cybera. You know, when you own an NFT, you can create an agent on Cybera, things like that. But yeah, we're still looking into it. To be honest, we got like too overwhelmed with the sale recently, and yeah, no, we come back to that.
We'll get to the sale in just a second.
Yeah.
So yesterday you launched the Berally pre-sale on Fjord Foundry. I think right now the tier 3 has been sold out. I've seen online.
Yeah.
What led you to the decision to skip private sales and go public right away?
Well, one of the reasons that we skip the private sale and go straight up to public sale is that we in talk with a lot of VCs during the period of 2024, and because it is such a bear market in terms of private funding, that the talk is all long, and the term is I will name no names, but the term is like not really favorable for other participants other than the VC themselves. So, and during those time, we like I'm still funding everything out of my pocket, and when times after times we build our the app successfully, and when you visit Berally testnet, you can see that everything is ready to go onto mainnet since on day one. So I just figured that I don't really need VC and private rounds since we already done it, and it will be far more better for us to go straight up to public, because this is a new idea, but we believe that public buyers with a wide distribution, just like Berachain, it can lead to the more healthy price discovery phase in the future, just like Berachain do.
And how was the pre-sale experience until now? It lasts for 4 days, right?
Yeah.
And how was the experience so far?
I mean, for a team, they are really supportive, and it will be hard to say that everything went flawlessly, because there are a lot of technical problems from our team. But I don't blame them, because they are still one of the best, if not the best, decentralized launchpad out there, and I know how hard it is to maintain an entirely platform that both decentralized and work flawlessly at the same time. Up until now, on the technical side, I think that the job is still done, and the support from the community is far more better than I imagined. To be honest, our simple goal at first is just to reach the soft cap, just to reach the soft cap, but right now it's way over the soft cap after 1 day of fundraising, and we even do the whitelisting. So yeah, it's much better than I expect. Thanks a lot to the Berachain community.
Let's get to the Berally token, because it combines revenue sharing with AI agent access and also governance. How did you arrive at this specific mix of utilities as someone who researches tokenomics professionally?
Okay, so This special mix of utilities it came from the fact that I think that the main purpose of the token should be align the incentive to the right hand. That is also why I'm so bullish on Berachain, because proof of liquidity is also a mean to distribute the incentive to the right people, which means the people who want to be there to take their time and trust in the project. So we designed tokenomics. So for example, if you are the believer, you stake the token for a longer amount of duration, you will get far more power, and you will also get far more benefit, because if you are the believer in the project, it's gonna be wrong if you receive less than other people who just be there for a quick bucks.
Exactly.
So we want for the long-term contributors, they can get as much of utilities, as much of benefits as they can get. First is the revenue sharing, and then I think that is the access to AI agent, because we are not the first one to do that. Yeah, I think I took a lot of inspiration from Rightful.fund, which is the model is you must burn the token to train the model, etc. And of course governance. In the first few months of development, the governance feature will not be like, I don't think that it will not have much impact on the tokens. But when we look at a longer time frame, when I want to build a hyperstructure project, which means that it can run indefinitely. So yeah, the governance feature of the tokens will come in really handy to help us set the guidance for the project. For example, which way that users want the project to go, because we want to be an user and community centric project.
That's the Berally, man.
Yeah, that's the
Looking ahead, how do you see the relationship between human traders and AI agents evolving? Are we heading toward an AI dominated trading, or will there always be a crucial human element?
I think that AGI, it will not be here anytime soon. But the thing is, humans or anyone with a better understanding of how to train their agents or how to make use of the agents, they're gonna dominate people who have little or no knowledge in this, because with the help of AI agents, they can scouting for information far more efficient. They can make decisions way faster than a normal human being. And hate it or not, I have to admit that trading always been a zero-sum game, and better traders, people who have like much more alpha, they have much more insights. With better tools, they will get like a better performance, and they will take the money away from people who don't.
We are entering the last chapter of the podcast, and we want to wrap things up with some rapid fire questions to get a sense of where your head's at when it comes to crypto.
Yeah.
But for this one, just quick top of mind answers. From your opinion, what's the most underrated and overrated idea in crypto right now?
I mean, the underrated of ideas in crypto, it should be DeFi. I'm not sure if it's underrated or not, but a lot of people failing DeFi in like the last 2 years. But DeFi is here, and I think that when the interest rate is getting lower, they're gonna have another big DeFi summer. The most overrated idea in crypto is, I think that it's ZK, and because not because that the tech is not necessary, but I think that 90% of people or users who use crypto they don't really like have a need for ZK.
And they don't really understand ZK, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Which crypto vertical excites you most beside AI agents? You kind of said DeFi, right? I mean,
Yeah, and Berachain, because Berachain is a DeFi chain in disguise.
it's meme coins vibes and culture intersection with the DeFi.
Yeah.
One piece of advice for builders that are launching on Berachain.
I think that is proof-of-liquidity. And whatever you do, you should and you must find a way how to include proof-of-liquidity onto your project as seamless as possible.
Top 3 DeFi innovations you're watching closely?
I think that is data neutral. I got a friend who doing data neutral, and he is quite successful at finding the best rate for his users. Decentralized stablecoin. I understand that with the phone of USD and Luna in 2022, a lot of people afraid of decentralized stablecoin, but it's a dream, and I think that it's gonna have a lot of innovation in the last few years. And I don't know about the top 3.
I'm really curious to see as well, because Lula really fucked up a lot of people back in the day.
It up, but yeah, maybe Itina gonna change the game somehow.
What's the biggest challenge you faced while building?
To stay away from trending narrative. It's hard to build. One of the hardest thing to build in crypto is when you have a conviction in something, but the market may favor one of the other narrative. For example, the real builder in DeFi in the last 1 or 2 years got really faded by meme coins. Up until the point, lots of people give up. A lot of my friends gave up to join the meme coin craze.
The meme coin frenzy.
Yeah, it's not gonna be successful for everyone. So I think the hard thing is to have conviction in what you building, and selling through the storm.
A crypto topic that you've completely changed your mind on this year?
It's AI. Because previously I don't really like the project who integrate AI in the most cash grab way, most grifting way as possible. And I do think there are a lot of projects still doing that right now. But since the genesis of GOAT, it changed my perspective on this, and yeah.
Thank you for this, Cuong Do. It really was a blast talking with you, and you have our BlockHunters support for everything you do. This was BlockHunters Voices Special Live Edition. I'm your King Viju, and thank you again, Cuong Do, for hopping in.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's really my pleasure to be able to get on stream with you, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to what to comes in the next few weeks.
Q5, baby. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Have a great one, guys.
Goodbye, guys. Should I leave now?
Yeah, just a